Okay, everybody, it is Wednesday, February the 23rd at 7:30-ish. I've been doing some things today. Said I'd come back out and show you what I do. I've got my pressure canner and my mason jars for pressure canning potatoes and carrots. I would think I'll be doing that tomorrow. I've got some pepper seeds here and apple seeds. I will be letting them dry out for a couple of days before I plant them. I got some peppers here that I will be putting in frozen vegetable bags. One of them's onions and one of them was broccoli, but they're food grade and you can vacuum seal them. Or I sometimes will use a couple of elastics per bag. I'm going to be making some bread at some point. Um, I've got some bananas here, dehydrating. Um, I got some celery to still cut up and put into the freezer. I want to show you something here about seeds, especially when you're taking them from fruit. Okay, you see this here, that little thing? Okay, I can move it, right? So that's a seed. That seed's not ready it won't produce nothing. This seed here, this fatter seed, will produce something. They're my pear seeds. So you always want the fatter, better ones for that. I have got my apples and pears that I'll be water bathing here today. I got my mason jars ready for it. I got the vinegar out. I got the rubber part of the lids. I got that tool, the mason jar grabber, the magnet thing to stick that into the water to get those things out. I got that thing, the bubbler, my glove, those things, the metal bands. Got my honey water here. 5 scoops to that. I got this thing here. Yeah, and then my mason jars are in the bottom one there. And then I've got my banana peels from the bananas there, getting dried out. So some of this will be getting done today. All right. So, okay, get you guys set up here with stuff so that I can move around with both hands, because it's a pain in the butt to do this with a cell phone. Alrighty then. Okay. My apples and pears are here. My where you see my hand is where the lids are and where I put them down. My honey water and my other pot right there. Okay. My mason jars are down there. That gurgling sound is my coffee maker on the stove. It's almost done, so yeah, that'll be shut off in a bit. The lid off of that. Okay. We're going to be doing the apples first. And I'm at the honey water now. Keep in mind, I been doing this for a little while, so I kind of know how full to fill them up. And I filled that one up a little too much. Debubbling it. And all you got to do is just work it in there to get the bubbles up. Sometimes you can stick the odd one in there more. Oh yeah, the vinegar. Okay, just around the very top where the rubber meets. I put vinegar in the pot here with these lids already as I bring them up to warm up. Now, with hand tight, but I probably do it a little more than what you're supposed to do, and not much more than what you are supposed to do. Because I reuse my lids, and what I do is when I wash them, when I empty them, whatever it may be that's in them, I will put a little bit of oil on the rubber pan, on the rubber on that lid part. After washing it, when I go to put it away until the next use. The only thing I watch out for is that rubber lid coming off, or cracking, or rust in and around that, or the deterioration. So because that does not help with preserving it. That when it's dry rotted or there's rust in and around it. Okay, and I'll show you. Basically what I do is when I dip my finger, I got an oil container somewhere, and I dip my finger into it, and then I just go around here until it's got just enough oil on there, and then I put it back on, just like how you see how you would normally do this. Now I got to wipe this with vinegar because I touched it. And once I go to put it on the mason jar, right, and I don't close the lid tight when I do that. I leave it looser than how I put it in the water bather or the pressure cooker, so that that oil will help keep it from getting that dry rot. It'll help. It'll give you a few extra uses on it. People say, only one use, so that's it. Don't trust it. But yeah, you know what? If it's still good, they don't say when your tires, they don't say one season, people change their tires, rotate them. Try that, try spraying a little bit of WD-40 on there or motor oil on there, right? They'll last longer. Not saying the treads will, but it'll help protect from the dry rot, stuff like that. It helps keep them moist. So that's what rubber's all about. But there is the health inspection place or whatever you want to call it. So I've worked in the food industry for a while. They're very stringent and stuff like that about it. Because when you're dealing with however many people that they feed or this or that or the other, they can be sued, right? So that's why they are the way they are. You just gotta look like, yeah, there's gonna be a bit of a dimple in there, but by the time you add the oil and put it in the hot water and vinegar to get that oil off and whatever else, you do it like you're supposed to, other than adding the oil, like everything else there, the vinegar will clean it off. That's why you put the vinegar, right, on there to help disinfect it. The germs will stick to the oil, but you're killing everything off, and oil will float to the top. Away from the lids, because the lids will stay on the bottom of your pot there. Need the apples first. I had a brain fart. Now I like when I'm doing stuff like fruit and vegetables. I like doing the raw pack better, just the way I am. I don't pressure can a lot of my vegetables. The only ones I do are beets, carrots, and potatoes. I do get other vegetables, like onions and celery and peppers, but I don't like it when it goes through the pressure canner. They're just like, it's like having baby food almost. So I don't do it like that. And I don't really like pickling all that much anyways, so I freeze stuff like peppers and onions and stuff like that, certain vegetables. Because most of the time, like I put it on the oven or in soup. So I was talking to somebody else, and I asked them if I could dehydrate frozen vegetables. So that's what I'm gonna do. And the only reason why I want to dehydrate vegetables is for when I make soups. So it'll create a little more space in my freezer. So yeah, the prices of things. I was out shopping yesterday. That's That's why I'm doing a lot of different. I don't know how many videos I'll be putting up, but videos like this where I'm freezing, dehydrating, pressure canning, baking, stuff like that. Other than the baking, right? I am I need some bread, right? So I'll get to that. I've got a little bit of bread in the fridge. I got buns in the freezer, but having like loaves of bread for peanut butter jelly sandwiches or stuff like that, I'm gonna need in the next day or so. I think I can make 2 or 3 more slices, and that's about it. So I haven't been I'm a big fan of making my own bread now. But at the same time, I am just not a real big bread fan. Like I am when it's soups and chilies, but yeah, and some other stuff. But bread, I'm like a fan of having sandwiches or toast and whatever like that. So I'm just wondering if all this will fit into here. I need this one thing I forgot. This thing, because I use this smaller one because with the 250 milliliters, if you got the pot like I do, with the 250 milliliters, some of them will actually touch the bottom. I've had it happen once already. They'll break if even the slightest little bit will be touching the bottom, right? They'll break for sure. Done it, and I'd rather accidentally drop a full mason jar and have it break on me. Those kind of accidents do happen, but of all people, I should know better. So, and any other canner should know certain things, but you live and learn, right? So that's the biggest thing, right? That's a roasting thing that I got there that I put in there on top of the metal thing that came with that black pot. And I use it because I said the 250 milliliter, there's like a little strip, a circle strip like that, and then there's like 4 or 5 triangle pieces, and sometimes they'll touch and the bottom and stuff like that, and it'll break, right? You can call me funny for certain things, but one of the things that really, upsets me is that having a mason jar break in the canners, any one of them. So like I said, food industry for a while, right? I don't mind doing certain things, right? But at the same time, certain things, really get to me. Normally you want a little bit of headspace in here, and about an inch. If it seems like I'm going along here, like I'm not really paying attention to it, I am. You do it long enough, it just, every time you see me water bathing or pressure canning, I have pretty much the same, it's the exact same setup. Because I'm one of those kind of production worker, right, in the food industry. Did the same thing, uh, you know, um, the same type of thing where, oh, got 3 or 4 things to do, like that with the canning. Oh, put the apples in the jar, grab the mason jar out of the oven, put the apples in, put the honey water, and do this, do that. To have everything in the same spot, um, and close by, like you see how I am here, right? It's boom, boom, but I'm keeping everything like the liquid stuff separate from over there, unless if it's the lids in the pot or the vinegar, right? So, um, I do certain things here, I do certain things there, and if you can find that setup, it goes by pretty quick. You can see, like there's a little bit of space on the bottom, but it's just over the one little bit, right? But just a tad bit, and that's okay if it's just a tad bit. But yeah, finding that routine where you're doing stuff, this is going to be out of your way, because my mason jars would be sitting right there, a little further over than those peppers, right? That I'll be freezing. To have stuff out of the way, because while these are in the water bather, I'm going to be freezing putting them into those bags and freezing them into the freezer, right? So to have this, to have certain things do them a certain way, the less thought, and I've done this pretty much the same way, and I go shopping once a month, right? And I didn't really start doing this stuff until the pandemic hit. The biggest thing, and I've come accustomed to it a little bit. It is what it is, right? But when it first came, I was just, had to change my diaper every 5 minutes. I felt sorry for my mom, my godmom, right? She helped me out a lot, right? But if it hadn't been for her to get me through the initial stage, because I've lived through SARS there, went to SARS stock, worked in the line productions, yada yada yada, right? So I knew what things were gonna come to a change, right? A little bit, but for how long? Who knew? Who knows? But it's getting a little bit sickening of it, right? More upset about it than anything else. It's taken this long, and the vaccines don't work anymore. Trudeau. I'm not sticking up for him. By far, am I sticking up for him? But the guy's he's been juiced up. His kids have been juiced up. And before the trucker convoy got into town, he's off hiding in his underground bunker up at the cottage, First reports was somebody in his cabinet there had it or whatever, or is exposed to it in his cabinet. Then that weekend, and he was just isolating because of it, right? To see if he had symptoms or whatever. But apparently then his kid got it, and then he got it from his kid. But the funniest thing is that really gets me is you would expect the prime minister or the president or whatever and their cabinets to be pretty much the first ones to get something like this, right? And I only say that You know, not that anybody is lesser than, but they got to run the country, right? Um, and whatever else. And but at the same time, his whole family has had the needles and the shots and whatever else, and they caught it, right? But other people are catching it, so I'm glad I didn't get the shot as of yet, because I don't trust it, to be quite honest. You know, I get an annuity every month, paying off on a mortgage and I got enough to live on, right? Uh, I don't need to go out if I don't have to. You know, the only things I really need to go out is for medication once a month and to get food once a month. Any dental work, stuff like that, right? Things for the property. Um, yeah. So, see, we got 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 250 ml jars in there, and I can fit another 3 or 4 more in there, 3 at least, but I'm not going to because the pears are up next. And keep in mind, like the person that I had watched, I think they were making applesauce when they said they were doing this. And that's okay. But they said I changed the I don't put cinnamon sticks in it. I don't put sugar in it. I put honey in it. And it says water bathe for a half an hour. Well, keep in mind your elevation, right? While doing this. For my elevation, I think it's about 5 minutes. So I do it for about 20 minutes, which is good enough. You know, because pears are for about 20 minutes too. So I probably could get away with doing it for 5-10 minutes, you know, but every time I do apples and I do pears right after, because I find the longer that they're in there, um, the apples at least, the softer and mushier they get, like applesauce. And I only want here's some pears, you know, like I cut them up to you know, roughly speaking, little more, little less, little bigger, little smaller, kind of thing. And I don't want them to turn to mush, right? Apples are one of those ones where I feel it's borderline that you can do, right? So so I took it down from 30 minutes to 20 minutes, and they're not as mushy, um, which is fine by me. Probably could take it down to 15 minutes if I really wanted to. But I now get the whole rack in here, and then I get the lid and put it on until it starts boiling. Then I leave it on medium heat. Mine's got the level set like bars, and so I got like at 8 or 9 bars. So, and I'll do that when it starts boiling. I will bring you back when that's all said and done for and cooled off. I will have the peppers in their bags and in the freezer, and I'm gonna have my celery cut up and put into that strainer, and show you some of the progress here. Okay, everybody, I'm back. I just got to turn the heat off and take this big pot here off the heat, and then I take the lid off. I'll just throw it up here for now. And then I let it sit like that for a couple of minutes, a few minutes, until the bubbles stop pushing out of the jars there. Then I will lift the whole thing up and let them cool down like that. I did get my peppers in a couple of bags, and I did use the vacuum sealer. So what we'll do is I got the celery cut up here. And so get this thing out. I will, this is the celery here. And I just put what I can in the bag so that I can use the vacuum sealer. I think it's only going to be one bag. Yeah, it'll be one bag for sure. And then I go over here to my vacuum sealer. Okay. And then I've got the hose thing off. Give you guys a little look-see here. Okay. What I'll normally do is try to get in both flaps, both sides of the bag, top and the bottom there, into here, and then close this down and make it do its thing. And once the lights are off, it will be sealed up. So I put this down. Do that. You got to make sure the food's not in the way though. Zeus, stop it. Okay, the lights got to go. There we go. And ta-da! The peppers turned out the same way. Just, that's upside down. They turned the same way. Just like that. Just put it in the freezer here. See, that's the peppers. Okay, that's one of them. And then that's the other one. Okay, I'm gonna put this bag back. I don't know. Yeah, okay, up here for now. because I'm doing the potatoes tomorrow. Um, Got to get set up here for the pears a little bit. That can be shut. Need to get a window open here. The windows are fogging up. Don't want the neighbors thinking there's some hot, heavy breathing going on between me and the dog or something like that. No, they know, kind of, sort of, maybe, possibly, I don't know. The one neighbor there, on that side of me, knows what I may possibly do, and which is fine. And that would mean his parents, 2 or 3 more doors down, would possibly know what I'm doing. But they got their neighbors there, the husband, the wife, and 3 kids. The husband there, his parents live 2 or 3 doors down. I think it might be his one brother that lives with the parents. So, I don't mind helping them out because they got, family, right? The whole family's there, and they know I just got a dog, right? But they also know I've started up gardens too, right? And doing all this shit. Not that it's anything wrong with it, okay? Don't get me wrong. I got a couple of them. I'm gonna take some of those apple trees. I got an apple tree outside. I got a pear tree in the house, and I got another pear tree outside. I got raspberries up on my back deck. I got grapes out in the front deck there, the front walkway. I got mint around the house. I got some maple trees for maple syrup here, you know what I mean? So I got gardens. I got a couple of blueberry bushes and stuff like that, So I've got garlic in the ground right now, so they kind of know what I'm doing, right? It's either out of boredom, plus I like to eat well, kind of thing. I certainly enjoy eating well. So, these shouldn't take all that long to hear the pop or the snap. But you'll know when you hear it. After the pears, I'm gonna make a couple of loaves of bread. Alright, I'm going to repeat the process. I use the same honey water, the same water in the water bather thing, the same water for the lids with the rubber bands. I got to heat all that back up again. I got to heat the mason jars back up to 275 for Not very long because they're already sterile, but I did turn off uh, the burner to the honey water there, and I did turn off the oven for the mason jars. So I really gotta get some heat on the lids there and heat stuff back up to proper temperature, right? So I got to do that, and I'm basically gonna do the pears the exact same way, and it's gonna be for 20 minutes. Let it cool down, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna start. Come back when that's in, and then I'll take you over to making some of the bread over uh, down. Uh, um, yeah, down right over there. It's just past the pressure canner where you can't see, but I'll bring you over there anyways. Okay, so I'll see you in a little bit. All right, I am back. I'm making bread here. I need warm water. More. I'm making 2 loaves of it. Making 2 loaves of it because if I could put 4 in there, I just gotta get another 4 bread pans. This one, because it's glass, it's my liquid one, and I don't need it for any more liquid stuff. I've got a plastic one here that's got a little bit of a crack in it, but that's okay because it can still hold the dry stuff for anything, not just making bread. I gotta be right back. I gotta show you which yeast I use. Okay, this is the stuff I get for my bread and my rolls. No, yeah, this is the stuff, any bread I make, this is the stuff I use. I've got a different one. If we can get it here. It's upside down. And that's the stuff it's instant yeast or something like that. Okay, that's the stuff I get. If anybody knows how to, I think I got a recipe for that. But anyways, we're not doing pizza stuff. Okay, so I added 1 cup of water. I need to add 3 of the yeast in each 3 tablespoons in each one. It's 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now, the thing I like about this particular yeast or this recipe is because I buy oatmeal in bulk, big bags, because I dehydrate, as you can see, bananas, right? I also do raspberries and elderberries and apples too, right? So I dehydrate some of that stuff too for oatmeal. But with this bread, what's he talking about? Oatmeal and raspberries being dehydrated and bananas and so on and so forth. Well, not every day I eat oatmeal. But what I will do is make a couple of loaves of oatmeal bread with some fruit in it, or berries, or whatever the case might be. So, it's just today I need white bread. Um, so, uh, so it's the same recipe. You put in as much oatmeal and whatever dehydrated fruits you got um, into there. The only difference is with this one being white bread, I might have to put a little bit more water, not much. But with the oatmeal one and the it being dry and um, and the dehydrated fruits and berries and whatever else that you just might want to put in here, like the oatmeal bread kind of deal thing, you'll have to most definitely put more water in. Um, and that varies from how much oatmeal and dehydrated stuff you put in there. Okay. Uh, you can also uh, put spices in there. I dehydrate my own garlic. I also dehydrate celery and ginger and turmeric. Um, and some other spices I grow as well too. Um, now, uh, the Subway there or Mr. Subs, how they got those spiced the buns are spiced. You can throw it in here too. So don't be afraid. This is a batch that suits all three: spiced bread or oatmeal and fruit bread, whatever fruit you like, right? Or just oatmeal and or just white bread. Um, I don't know how to make brown bread, but you can even put coffee in it if you want. Like I seen some recipes that you take some bananas and an egg and coffee, instant coffee. Well, you could put bananas in there and coffee if you want. Uh, Heck, you want cinnamon rolls? Heck, dump a whole bunch of cinnamon in there. Make some cinnamon bread. And you got some cinnamon. And yeah, you want raisins in there too? So I remember having cinnamon raisin bread. Same thing. Your options are almost limited. Not limited. Uh, your options are just about as far as your broad in thoughts are. So it is what it is. So I got a cup of water here. You guys are probably thinking, "Shut up and just get on with it," but that's okay. That's okay. I can live with that. But I got 1 cup in each bowl of warm water. I got 3 tablespoons of yeast, and then I need 3 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, and then I get the stuff mixed up into there a little bit. Okay. And then that's got to rise. As soon as it does, I will come back. Okay, I'm back. I want to show you what I did while I was gone. I got those bowls there and those plastic bags. I'll be freezing some potatoes, as well as pressure canning some, and I'll be pressure canning the carrots. So that's what the bowls, as I'm cutting it up, I put them in the bowls, and that I put my pressure canner and all that sitting on the stove. Got everything all ready here for tomorrow. Got the lids there. The vinegar is gonna stay. The towel here, the stuff I need. Uh, the pot, the lids there, right? And then the boxes. I've got 3 of them, so I'm all set up for tomorrow on that. Then what I did also was I banana peels. They're done. Now I got 4 buckets, and they're sitting in my thing here, my greenhouse. But I'm just gonna leave it right to here because I got to go in there and shut the lights off. And I'm gonna be putting my apple seeds and my pepper seeds in there. All right. I also, they don't recommend it, but as long as you got a couple of seals that have popped downwards, it's okay as long as you're very, very cautious about it. I put them in the box. There's the 2 boxes there, and that's where they'll sit. And then tomorrow at 10:15 at night, uh, I will be able to loosen off the rings and put them in rotation. Okay. Now we're gonna go back to the bread here. And I'm gonna have a little bit of a joint break and a coffee break because the yeast is not fully risen yet. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break. All right, I'm back. I will need 3 tablespoons of oil. That's Zeus wanting some attention because I've been busy all day. I need 1 tablespoon of 1.5 tablespoons of salt, but this is a teaspoon, so I double it, so that make it 3. Same thing here, 2 and 3. Zeus, what are you doing, eh? Hey? You good boy? Hey, Zeus? Yeah, I need 3 cups of flour. I got it in here for 1. And then I need another 3 cups of flour again for the other one. Almost there. Okay, there we go. Okay, like I said, I might have to add flour to this. I don't need this anymore. Okay, I'm right here. The sink's here for the water there. Okay, I've got this thing here to help mix everything. I like doing it by, and then when, boom, like that, right, I like doing it by hand. And I want to make sure that this thing here, it helps break up the flour, I find. I hope you guys are counting how long I'm doing this with this thing. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because I'm just massaging it, right? Like getting those cutter things or whatever. Different ways. Making sure any little lumps of flour. And You know, that thing can go into there. Then I take the spoon and just keep mixing it. Get everything all together. Yeah, until like your forearm really starts to hurt with this when you're doing it with the spoon. Yeah, see how it's really, you know, only because this is going in a baking pan, right? And it says 30 to 40 minutes on it, right? See? That's what you want. When you go to stir it up and you get it on the spoon really good, you see it just doesn't want to let go, right? Okay. Then I start scraping the sides. And I normally have this run under the water just for a couple of seconds so that the bread here now doesn't really stick to the spoon, so that I can, it does, okay, that's what I want, as I'm spreading it out to the corners. Yeah, he's going to have a big bark when he gets bigger. It's only 4.5 months, and about a third of his size and fully grown. So that's about a third of his bark. Yeah. And then this has got to rise, and I like to have it so it's like just up and out a little bit, nothing too fancy, right? So it's up and out of there a bit. And I put it into the oven to 375. Because I got to do the exact same thing to this other bowl. I won't make you watch that one. And pull it out, and I will take them out, put them on to that thing when they're done, and then I will put one in like the fruit bags from the grocery mall, and then the other one will go straight into a fruit bag from the grocery mall, and then one of these ones, the roast loins, or a chicken one that's big enough, and it'll get vacuum sealed, like the like you seen the celery and got done today, and then it'll go in the freezer for when I'm ready to eat it. Okay, I will see you tomorrow. What time I'm not sure. Do some more canning and dehydrating and stuff like that. All right. Have a good day.